Hi everyone, I'm with Kendra and my mom, and recently Kendra had a requirement for school, and it was to write a sort of like a biography, and she chose her Amma, her grandma, to be her story and a reflection of her essay. So she did an essay, and then we did the editing, and this is the final draft, correct?
Yes.
You asked her a lot of questions, di ba?
Yes, we
Okay.
did even called her.
Okay, so proceed.
Okay. Amma. Born January 29, 1959 as the second eldest of her family, it wasn't easy being an older sibling to her 8 siblings. Living in the province was no easy task. Growing up in a family as large as hers was hard, but she learned a lot of life lessons that she carried on as she got older. Every day when they would wake up, they had to do everything by themselves. That means that all 9 siblings had to walk all the way to their school. Life was very simple and challenging in the province. They didn't own any cars, had no Wi-Fi, and no helpers. The kids had to do all the chores around the house. They had to cook, clean, and wash their clothes. Usually they would help around in the house, but most of the time, the eldest ones would help the younger siblings and do most of the work. As the ate of the house, she usually was the one doing most of the chores and responsibilities, such as needing to freshen up and feed the younger ones and to clean their mess as well. Sometimes, some siblings wouldn't want to help and do the chores at all. Those things sparked arguments between them. Even though sometimes she didn't want to help, she was still happy because she knew she was doing her part in the family. After helping everyone, she would finally have time for herself. Life growing up with lots of siblings was enjoyable. Playing games with each other and sharing stories together made their childhood memorable. And their bond remains to this day. Her parents were not strict and not very much of a disciplinarian. Her father was the primary cook of the family, whilst her mom was the one doing all the errands, such as going to the market for food and making sure everyone's needs are met. Her parents were very busy because they were both teachers. Most of the time, they were away trying to make ends meet for their family. That is why the children had to help each other. They are both very loving parents, and it is reflected on all of the children. One of her passions is cooking, and she learned that through her dad. Seeing her dad cook fascinated her and sparked her interest in cooking. He had passed down some of his recipes to her that she still cooks up to this day. Both parents were also talented singers. It's no surprise that most siblings are talented in singing. Some have even joined local singing competitions. She usually tells her secrets to both her parents and not just favors one. When she had her first boyfriend, she spoke to both parents about it. She asked for her parents' blessing because she respected and loved them so much. They both supported and agreed with her. Her dream growing up was to have a lot of money, but it wasn't for selfish reasons. It was to support her family. She explained to her siblings, when they were walking to school, that part of her dreams was to own a car and be financially stable. She wanted to marry someone smart, dedicated, and accomplished. She expressed her thoughts because she looked at her family and saw all their hardships. Life was really tough everywhere she looked. She wanted to make sure that her own family would not go through those things. She studied very hard despite all her responsibilities. Her hard work was rewarded when she was able to qualify to study in Manila. While away from the province, she saw that her auntie had a comfortable life and she aspired to have a life like that. Aside from wanting financial stability, one of her goals was to be a nun. Studying at the Catholic church called the Sacred Heart School prompted her to pursue this. She eventually didn't follow this calling because she was meant to do other things.
Very cool.
One of her first jobs after college was an operations coordinator and saleswoman at Toyota. She would assist clients who would enter the showroom and try to convince them to purchase a vehicle. That is when she met a handsome-looking American.
Wow.
Her co-workers immediately set to talk to him and to entertain him since she spoke the best English compared to all of them. His main purpose there was to buy a pickup truck. Although some of her co-workers teased her and asked if he was single or available, he immediately said he was. Soon her co-workers teased him, saying that their friend was also free. He was in the Philippines on a vacation from work. He was an oil engineer, so he had to go back to Palawan in a few days. Soon after, he was able to purchase the car he wanted. Once he left, she didn't know that he was able to get her name. One day, when she reported to work, she received a letter from the post office. In this letter, it stated that when he would return back from work, he could take her out for dinner. The letter ended saying it was from the bald American. It was true. Eventually, he came back and they were able to go on a memorable date. It proved that they were meant to be. They got married and had 5 kids together. She revealed that being married to an American wasn't easy. Adjustments were needed to be made. They both have different cultures and ways of doing things. She had to learn to understand, respect, and serve him best she could. Marriage, she says, has a lot of compromise and acceptance in order to make it work. She'd also hold on to this assurance to support her always. As their partnership progressed, she realized that she was destined to try to be the best wife and mom to her children. Taking care of their family was no simple task. She had to sacrifice a lot. She explained that though she enjoyed raising their children, budgeting was tough because it was divided between her and her kids. Children's needs and wants would always go first, even if it meant there was less for her. Sacrifice and love had been her strength all throughout her life. Her love language is service. Seeing everyone satisfied, healthy, and happy is all she needed to keep her going. The most important lesson she has learned is to always give her heart into taking care of her family without expecting much in return. Contentment is key, and she's very happy with her life because of the blessings the Lord has given her and her loved ones. She prays every day to God, thanking Him for her strength for life's challenges. It's important to establish your relationship with God because He is the only one you can consistently rely on. So with the help of God, she never gave up and always trusted in the Lord. Her selflessness and unconditional love continues to reflect in her last statement. My greatest accomplishment is seen through my children. Who is she? Who is a special lady in my life? Her name is Nellie Kramer, my Amma, my grandmother whom I admire and respect so much. She has taught me that the best things in life cannot be bought, that love is seen and experienced with the imperfect people that surround you in your life, that right choices, contentment, and sacrifice are keys to making a family work, and that relying on God's strength is needed because we are all weak and need God's daily grace. For my Amma, I love you.
Thank you, Ken.
Very nice.
Yeah, you expressed it very well.
Very nice.
You
Yay.
felt my, the feelings.
Yes. I'm so glad you liked it.
Yeah, thank you, Ken.
It's very nice. Congratulations. Very nice essay.
Thank
Captured
you.
the heart
You
too.
keep this,
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll send you a
forever.
copy.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yay! So nice.
Yay!
Ang galing niya, ang galing. Nakuha niya lahat yung yung
Yay.
na-express ko, yung sinabi ko.
Yeah.
Galing.
Good job, Kenny.
Oo.
Thank you.